planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves.
Fuck a groupie, guzzling another brewski, fumble rooski, wonder what.
A few people have been asking me how the shelter system works. I can't speak for everywhere, but the one that I go to, around 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, you can book in to get a bed, and you get a bed in a dorm. There are 4 dorms. 2 of them are bunk beds, so they're twice as busy. And then there's another 2 that are single beds, so it's a quieter, better space. So when you first get booked in, you have to start in the busier one. And there's a 10 o'clock curfew. So when you get there, you sign in, you get a bed and a locker that's in a room with a bunch of other beds. And then you can go do whatever you want. But at 10 o'clock, if you aren't in your bed when they go around and do bed check, then you're discharged the following morning, which means that you have to take all your stuff out the next morning. And then, so if you're in your bed at 10 p.m., you're fine. Once they do bed check, you're allowed to get up and leave. You can leave whenever you want. And then between midnight and 4 a.m., they do 3 random bed checks. And if you miss 2 of those, you're discharged the next morning. If you miss your bed checks and you leave your stuff there when you're discharged, they cut the lock off your locker and bag up all your stuff and put it in storage, and they keep it for 48 hours. And then they throw it out. So you'd never get a very good night's sleep at a shelter because there's people going in and out, people opening lockers, people snoring, people coughing, people crying, people talking, phones ringing. It takes a lot to get used to. And then once you show that you're stable and you don't get discharged and you can keep your bed for many nights, then you get graduated to the better dorms where there's less beds, it's a lot quieter, and just the general attitude is better. And then on weekdays at 6:30 a.m. a buzzer goes off, and that's to wake everybody up for breakfast. Breakfast is at 7 a.m. And then at 8 a.m. everybody has to leave the shelter and they lock the doors. If you haven't been discharged, you can keep your stuff in the locker, because if you haven't been discharged, then that means the bed that you're in is automatically yours for the following night. And as long as you never miss bed checks, you can keep the same bed for an extended period of time, up to a couple of months if you need it. On the weekends, it's 9 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. So it's very stressful. A lot of the guys are not clean. They don't take care of themselves. So the smell isn't great. And yeah, I think that's enough for this video. I don't want to pack too much into each video, so if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hi. Could I have some more juice, please?
Sure.
That's good. Thanks.
She wants to get married? What kind of question is that?
Thank you.